Good morning. I have my daughter here who I have decided to interview for my interview activity, and her name is Lillian. So I'm getting ready to ask her about becoming a radiology technician. So why did you decide to pursue a career as a radiology technician?
Well, I always knew I wanted to be in the medical field, do something in there. So when I found out that radiology was a thing, I just felt like it was a good medium. Like it fit me and my personality. It wasn't too much, wasn't too little work. And I just found it very interesting.
Okay, so you're what school are you attending now to receive this degree?
Columbus Tech.
Columbus Tech College. Okay, so how long will it take you to obtain this degree?
Usually takes 2 years.
2 years.
So it's probably gonna take 2 years.
Okay, so you're about halfway there, you would think?
Yeah, I've already, well, I'm on my last prerequisite. So yeah, and then I can go into the program.
Okay, so you get ready to actually go into those radiology classes.
Yes.
So what would you say has been the most difficult class thus far?
Probably the beginning where you had to take like intro to psychology or like the basic ones, because they just weren't that interesting. Like you want to go on and get into the anatomy and the body and all that stuff. So really intro to psychology, it was a lot of information and it just wasn't that interesting.
So when you say it's a lot of information, what do you mean by that?
Well, because with psychology, it was like when I took it, it was a lot of like you had a textbook and it was online. So we were just reading and it was, I don't know, and like it was a bunch of names and who invented this and just about the mind, and it's a lot that goes on with that. So yeah. So
would you just say you just wasn't interested in that part of it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the most difficult because you just really didn't care much about that part.
Yeah.
Okay. So recently I know you've been studying a lot with the different body systems. So what are some of the body systems?
We have like the respiratory and reproductive system, immune system, endocrine system, integumentary system, all that's a few of them.
Right. So which one would be your favorite system or the most intricate system?
It's my favorite one. I don't know. I like a lot of them. I guess respiratory could be, because like when you just think about respiratory, you just think, oh, you breathing in, breathing out. But it's like there's more to it. It's like you have a nasal cavity and the air goes to the nasal cavity first, then to, the pharynx, then the larynx, and into the trachea. Then the trachea has branches and you got bronchioles, and then like how does like exchange happen, all that stuff. You have the capillaries, and it's like it's a lot that goes into it, and it's very interesting to learn like exactly what is happening instead of just I'm inhaling and exhaling. So
that would be for me, because being that I haven't studied any of that, for me it would be just inhaling and exhaling.
Yeah.
So that would probably be the most intricate system, and you make it sound, it really is, because no one really knows it takes all those different parts for you to breathe. So with the different systems, I know I walked by your room one day and you were studying the heart. So what do you think about that system, the heart, the cardiovascular system?
With the heart, I mean, it's a lot that goes to the heart too, as well. We just think it's pumping, but you have, chambers, and then the heart is like, it supplies, the whole body with blood. So that it could be an interesting system too, as well. So
could you expound on the different parts? Like what different parts? Like I know there are chambers. How many chambers are there?
We have 4 chambers. So you have 2 atriums and
Mhm.
2 ventricles.
Okay.
So if you want to go into blood flow, blood starts at your right atrium and then
Okay.
goes to your right ventricle, and you have valves in your heart as well, which helps so you won't have backflow,
Mhm.
which you don't want that. So you go right atrium, right ventricle, then from there you got to get some oxygen in your blood. So you
Right.
go to the lungs.
Okay.
Then after you come from the lungs, you go to your left atrium, then to your left ventricle, then you go to your aorta, which will then branch off and go to each part of your body to supply blood.
To try the oxygenated blood.
That
Right.
oxygenated blood.
So I heard you say lungs. So that shows there's a connection between the cardiovascular and the what's the respiratory?
Your respiratory system.
Okay, right. So there's a connection to it. So what, like radiology, there are different kinds, different aspects of radiology. So which one are you leaning towards doing?
Well, I guess you have like X-ray, like different machines that can take pictures of your body. So you have X-ray, MRI, CAT scans, stuff like that. You have fluoroscopy, ultrasound. So with me, I want to learn a lot of them, but I'm gonna start off slow and go with like, X-ray first, then MRI, CT, and then if I want to, I go to ultrasound, maybe mammogram.
Okay.
So stuff like
So there's a lot of things that you can do with having a radiology degree. Is this a competitive degree or program?
Well, yes. So at Columbus Tech, you have to apply for there's certain programs you have to apply for because they can be a little competitive. I guess a lot of people, it's very needed. So radiology is one that is a competitive program.
So how do you get into the program?
Well, there's certain classes you have to take, and you have to take a test. You have to make at least a 70% on it. You got to make sure your GPA is good. All those prerequisites that you took, they look at those too. So just make sure you're doing good in most of the classes and pass the HESI exam, then you could.
So the name of the test is HESI.
It's a HESI. Yeah, that's what the exam is called.
Okay, it's called HESI. So is that like, so what does it consist of? Can you expound on what it consists of? What could possibly be on this particular test?
So the test has sections. It has like basic grammar, basic math, and then it goes into biology and anatomy. So that's really like the few sections of the test.
Okay. Okay. So have you started studying for this test, or how? Yeah. So how is that going for you?
I feel like it's not that hard since I'm taking some prerequisites. I'm taking anatomy and physiology right now, and so that's gonna be in the test. I've already taken or took biology in high school, so I know some of that, and then it's basic math, so it shouldn't be that hard, and basic grammar. So
do you think the fact that you took biology and you also took a couple of health classes, did that also steer you into radiology as well? Or?
Yes, because in high school, you have like three, I'm not explaining, it's like 3 classes. So in the health field or program, you start off with like, you have a basic class, you have a second one, and then you can go into, or if you want to do sports medicine, if you want to do nursing, or so. When I got to the third one, I didn't really know which one I was going to get put in. And then when I found out that I was in diagnostics, I was like, what is that? It's like diagnostic imaging. I was like, what is that? I didn't know what that was. Right. And so then when I got to the class, I was like, this is interesting. I didn't even know that this was like a field or option. And I was like, this might be it. Okay. So that one high school class is what made you go towards radiology. And it's something that you did not know about. Yeah, I didn't even really think about the technological part of the machines and how, how we know what's in the body, how we know what to do surgery on, what part, all of this. So, yeah. Okay.
Was there anything else you want to tell us about radiology before we end this interview? Anything else? Do you, how you feel about, the test or either, actually getting into the classes, the RAD courses? Are you excited about that or?
Yeah, because I guess it's gonna be, more interesting. It's gonna be like, you getting hands on. It's gonna be more, oh, I get to do what I want to do now. I
Right.
get to learn more about what I want to learn about. So I am happy that we're getting closer to that part of it.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that, everything goes well. I do great in the test. And then this last prereq class that I have, make sure I passed that. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so that concludes the interview. I want to thank my daughter Lillian for letting me use her for my assignment. And I hope that you do well in your classes and see you in the hospital one day. Well, I don't want to be in it, but I'm just saying, that you'll have your patients and you'll be doing those x-rays or those MRIs, those CAT scans. All right, so thank you again. Thank you.